is loaded up and heading out to Matt's place. Matt is the guy that's going to put it together for me. Hopefully it stays on the trailer and gets out to his house okay. And I'm hoping that it'll be done by the time we close on our house. I know it's been a long time since I've updated around here, and I'm just excited to actually get the car going. What happened here? It's all apart. The 5.3 that I put together before now has the heads off of it. Heads off, studs out, rocker arms out, head gaskets out, valve covers off, and a pile of parts. That's not mine. That, 6-speed, K-member, six-speed, K-member, and Ls9. What could I be doing in this random garage with a random makeshift toolbox in the back of the car and a stripped down motor? Hey, what's going on, guys? So just a little video to kind of catch you up on what's been going on lately. Just had the motor here for a while. We moved out of our house. We sold it a couple of months ago, and it's been a while since I've really done anything car related. But what I decided to do is he took the car out here. I was going to do the turbo build. I honestly just have so much life going on besides this car. So I've kind of lost interest in doing stuff with the car. They've got so much going on with building a house. My mother-in-law passed away, and that really tore my wife up. So it's hard for me to want to build something that's really crazy when I'm seeing how torn up my wife is with her mom's passing. Any extra risk to myself, I just don't think it's worth it right now in my life with 8-year-old, 4-year-old. I always like speed, always like cars. I just don't want to make something that's crazy fast and not have a bar in it and just risk everything. It's just not worth it to me. So plans to change with the car. Do something more related to like a road race autocross build. This car was kind of built for that from the factory, and I'm thinking about maybe putting it together that way. I'm kind of in between doing something with a cammed Ls9 or doing just a bone stock engine rebuild. I'm going to use everything that I was going to put in this 5.3 that is now totally apart on the stand over here. Basically just came out here this morning, took everything apart. It's just a short block. This guy's place where this car is at right now, his buddy wants to buy the short block from me, so I'll likely just sell him the short block, and then I'll run everything that was on that. Maybe a different camshaft. 220, 224 cam wouldn't be terrible. These are the 243, or sorry, 799s. They're on that motor. Oil pan, everything that was sealed up is under this makeshift tarp, just to keep dirt and gunk out. Valve covers, I'll wipe those out again before I put them on. Head gaskets may be able to be reused. They didn't really compress a whole lot. They popped right back up. They'd only been torqued down. I torqued them to the spec that people were saying, but they came right off, so it wasn't too bad getting those loose. So yeah, just gonna put the car together, probably do a cam. I'm gonna have to have it tuned anyway, so I'll likely do that, and then go from there. I still like the car a lot. I like the fact that it's rare, like I said. I'm not going to find anything else that rare. Really, the only other temptation for me is a C5 Z06 Corvette. I've had one before. They're a lot of fun, and I could probably find one with everything I've got, selling all my parts, selling the car. I could probably find a pretty decent C5 Z06. Do the same kind of stuff I was going to do in this car. It's just a better start. So You know, my thought process on this is I've got my Taurus SHO that you saw in the other video. Been doing some stuff with that, and it should go mid to low 12s now. So you know, it's pretty fast for a daily car, and it's fun enough for me. I mean, it's not setting any records, but it's a lot of fun to take to the track. Don't have to change tires. Don't even have to change tire pressure. Just go out there, make passes, super easy. I mean, we're living in a new house that we're moving into. It's being built. It's not, you know, not far at all from the track. It's about 10 minutes away, so that's awesome. I can get there in no time. So at least at the drag strip. So that's just a fun little getaway thing. And then they do autocrosses not too far from me, probably about 30-45 minutes away. So anything else is, you know, Howlett Motor Speedway. It's close to Tulsa. It's a good hour and a half away, but still that's not too bad considering. Fast forward to the next portion of the video. You're looking at an LS6 short block that I went down to Texas to buy in the downtime in the last few months. It's a coated block. You see the serial there. Put a new rear cover on it. New dumbbell, barbell, whatever, oil passage plug in the thing. It looks pretty good on the inside. That's showing basically under the valley. I just took everything apart, took the covers off of it. And I've got, you know, I'm just kind of showing us the initial cam I was going to run was a true NA cam. There's actually the WS6 store cam called the High Lift ASA cam. I kind of changed my mind on that. I hadn't actually put it in yet. I did buy it, but I decided to go with a cam that was a little more boost friendly. So I'll talk about that here in just a little bit more, a little bit later. But the cylinders looked pretty good. Everything looked pretty good. I'm guessing this is probably between an 80 and 120,000 mile motor. Just don't know exactly, but it was in pretty good shape, so I ran with it. Got the Melling 10295 higher pressure, stock volume higher pressure oil pump installed. Timing chain on. So the cylinder heads that we're going to go with for this build, I should say I am going with for this build, are some Prc heads that I bought. I thought I was getting the Stage 1 LS6 heads. The heads get here and I examined them and I noticed that these are a O and not a D exhaust port. So that got me looking around at them. My buddy that's a machinist remembered they have a casting number in here, 862. So these are the 862 truck heads. They are in pretty good shape, from what I could tell. They were a 64cc chamber, had them checked out by a local machine shop. They were 64cc chambered heads. I had them take off 20 thousandths to net a 60cc chamber, which will net me around 11.1 to 1 compression. I'm trying to make 350 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. As I mentioned before on the car, I want to autocross it. I even tried road racing it. Nothing wheel to wheel, just because I don't want to hurt the car, but autocross is what I'm really wanting to try and get into more. So these heads should work pretty well. With LS6 intake, I'm hoping to make between 430 and 440 to the tires. Anything more than that would be great. Probably going to be restricted by intake manifold. So we'll see what it makes with that, and then down the road I may go with like a Fast 92 or a 102, and that should pick up a little bit more. So I'm excited. Hopefully it'll do what I want it to do, and pretty mild but streetable, and work well for the car. So I'm going with the whatever you call these things, Speedmaster brand head studs. That's what these were. They torque down just fine. I'll be using ARP lube, assembly lube, on the top of the stud for the nut, and the little guys too. So the first two I actually already ran in there, so I'll throw some lube on those. I just put those on to align it, put the head on, mount, get them flush, and then yeah, people say You know, these are pretty good. I didn't really want to spend the money on torque to yield bolts. I don't have that. I don't have a torque wrench that'll do that. I didn't really want to spend the money on a wrench. I'd spend the money on good hardware. So hopefully this is better than the stock stuff. Not ARP, but hopefully it'll work just as well. I just wanted something I could turn around in this car. Eventually the Firebird will be over here once I get this crap cleared out. So at this point in the game, I thought it'd be a fantastic idea to take the whole thing apart and change cams. I put the cam in it and then pulled it out and decided to go with the sloppy stage 2 cam, at least Jeg's rendition of it. It is a very well-known cam. It's a 228, 230, 585, whatever that says, 112 plus 4. It'll work well in A and with boost if I decide to boost it down the road. And then I also decided to change head gaskets to the Ls9 head gaskets I had from before. So basically the heads came off again and I changed the head gaskets out. So later on you'll see the old ones, the original blue ones, and then I changed my mind. Got the heads all torqued down and got a few pieces of tape on the intake manifold ports to seal it up while it's sitting. These Speedmaster studs worked well. They torqued fine on that 5.3, the Gen 3 style, and then these did the same. No issues at all. Torqued right down, no trouble.